Welcome back. With 18 pubs closing every week across Britain, establishments are doing even more to stand out and give customers a different experience. And drawing in drinkers through social media is becoming increasingly popular. It's not just passing punters popping in for a pint. More and more savvy scrollers are visiting too if they spot something a little bit different. Caterina Vitozzi's been to one pub in London which is causing serious amounts of Instagram envy.
A cold pint at a decent price is no longer enough. To survive in the pub trade these days, a venue needs to be about more than just the booze.
It's a lot about beer, but it's got to be the whole package. You know, it has got to be the look of the pub. It's got to be the welcome you get when you walk through the door. It's got to be feeling you're really getting an experience for your money. Flowers help.
This London pub has taken that message to heart. Their flowers draw not only passing trade, but people who've seen photos of the pub on social media sites like Instagram.
The flowers are the staple part of the church alarms. It's what people come to see a lot of. We get passers-by stopping to take pictures. We get people, tourists, coming especially to see what they've seen on social media, pictures people put on the review websites and stuff.
Pubs have often had the odd hanging basket, but this is another level. Pubs are spending thousands on attention-grabbing decorations. This is pub marketing for the 21st century.
This pub in West London spends an incredible £50,000 a year on these extraordinary flowers that certainly are the upper limit of what pubs are spending to get noticed, but they say here that's money well spent.
Ad agencies say this year there's been an 8% rise in the number of people searching for pubs and nights out on Instagram alone.
We see more people are looking at the content on Instagram to get a more authentic view of what the venue looks like, experiences that people had. And with Instagram stories, you can even get a snapshot video of people that have had experiences within the venue. So we're increasingly seeing people using that content to inform their decision-making process.
For those that like their pubs traditional, playing so overtly to a social media crowd might seem blooming mad. But with dozens of pubs closing every month, landlords have to look for new ways to get punters through the door. And for some, that means embracing the full force of flower power. Caterina Vitozzi, Sky News.
Well, let's speak to Simon Allison, who's the head of marketing at Inception Group, who own several pubs decorated in this fashion. Simon, lovely to see you. Call me a bluff old traditionalist, but I always thought pubs were about pints and peanuts, not posies and petunias. Is this a strategy that works for you?
Well, yeah, there's certainly... we operate in Covent Garden, where there are more pubs than you could ever imagine, and we have to stand out. We offer something a bit different. We're not just sort of fish and chips and pints of beers. We want to offer an experience. So we want to capture people's attention when they're walking past, and we do that by having these beautiful flowers around the building that people take photos of on Instagram, they share it, and probably about half those people who take the photos then come in and actually have a drink and see what we're all about.
I mean, we're just looking at some pictures just now. I mean, these two pubs that we've been having a look at, I mean, they're absolutely stunning. So in your mind, is it the social media, the Instagram that's bringing more people in, or is it, as you see, I think you seem to suggest, the footfall, the passing traffic, people stop to have a look and then think, oh, do you know what, I might as well have a half?
Well, it's not an exact science. It's hard to say, but there's certainly people out there from, the moment the sun comes up, taking photos, selfie sticks, all that kind of thing. And then they're uploading photos, and then basically they're either coming in or the people who follow them are seeing it or looking on locations or hashtags, and then coming that way. And we've had like supermodels take photos, Google Maps, some great blogs with big followings that then encouraging people to come to Mr. Fogg's Tavern.
Supermodels, I might have to get myself a couple of window boxes. Just in terms of, though, the gardening itself, look, I have not got green fingers in the slightest, but, listening to Caterina's report there, one pub was spending 50 grand a year on maintaining their flowers. Now, when you've got overheads, rates, and, dare I say it, your subscription to Sky for the football, I mean, it's an awfully big expense.
Well, we're not spending anything like that money. We're much more sort of prudent in our spending, I guess. But it is an expense, but we think it's worth it. In summer especially, a lot of people get out of London. It's a hard period for our businesses, Inception Group. And we want to do something that really gives people a reason to travel and come to our venues and have a proper experience in a sort of adventurous bar.
I suppose the serious point in all of this is that the pub trade has been having difficulties for quite some time. The smoking ban and, of course, the rates as well. So pubs, when they're closing at a rate of, 7, 8, 9 a week, need to offer something different if they're going to have longevity.
Yeah, you've got to offer more. The customer has far more choice now, stuff like delivery and stuff, they can stay at home. So we've got to offer an experience. We've got to have very engaging staff, super premium products, great entertainment. We do a Cockney sing-along there on a Thursday, which is truly unique. So we're not any other pub. We've got to offer more and do more in this sort of climate that pubs exist in.
Cor blimey. Just in terms of, how confident you are moving forward. I mean, a number of people have written the kind of the obituary for the pub industry in the United Kingdom a number of times. It doesn't strike me that we're anywhere close to that just yet.
No, not at all. I think the traditional pub, has to evolve and has to find its place in today's marketplace. But I think pubs, they represent community as well as anything. So I think as long as people get with 2018 and sort of modernise and do things like we're doing there, then they stand every chance, because people are going out as much as ever, I think.
Well, I can say this with certainty, Simon, you've given me an absolute thirst, so I may well be going flower shopping a little bit later on. Simon Allison from the Inception Group, thanks very much for being with us.